Well, a couple of times a year, I like to kind of give the scorecard of the medical organization, the medical system, and it turns out it gets worse and worse and worse and worse. First of all, 85% of all bankruptcies are due to medical bills. 85% of all personal bankruptcies are due to medical bills. And then, this was a front-page story in most newspapers in the United States, September 2012, that 30 cents out of every medical dollar billed to individuals and their insurance companies, 30 cents out of every medical dollar billed to individuals and their insurance companies was fraudulent billing. People and the insurance companies were billed for procedures and treatments that people did not need, but the doctor needed the money for some reason, and he did the procedure, even though the patient didn't need it, so he could bill the insurance company. Then the other is, doctors get very busy and they need some money, so instead of getting a loan or refining their house, they just bill your account, your insurance account, and they didn't do anything for you. Okay, it amounts to $750 billion a year, which is $750 billion, 1/3 of the total medical expenditure each year in America is fraudulent billing. Then, let's see here. 15 million Americans are killed, injured, and infected in doctors' workplace each year. 15 million are killed, injured, and infected in doctors' workplace each year in hospitals and clinics. And how many of you would go and fly commercial airlines if you knew that they killed, injured, and infected 15 million passengers a year? And then, let's just take a little slice of that terrible figure and just look at infections in hospitals. Let's just look at infections in hospitals. According to the Center for Disease Control, we're talking about March of 1998. This is a yearly figure. This is a yearly figure, not 100 years of accumulated data, but a yearly figure. Each year in America, medical doctors infect 2 million of their patients in hospitals alone, not clinics or private practices, but just the hospitals infect 2 million people. Of those 2 million people that are infected by doctors because they don't wash their hands after they go potty, they kill 90,000. What would happen? What would happen if Iran or North Korea were to send over intercontinental ballistic missiles with biological weapons, infect large population centers in the United States, 2 million people, and kill 90,000? We'd declare war on them. It would be a declaration of war instantly. There would not be a Democrat, a Republican, or an independent who would go against that. Everybody would declare war against the perpetrator. Well, here we have one trade, the medical doctors, who do it every year in their workplace. They don't even get an OSHA ticket. And then what about seniors? Okay, well, it turns out, and this was, I think, November of 2012, that medical doctors kill 15,000 seniors each month. That's a monthly figure. They kill 15,000 seniors each month through unnecessary screening tests and minor medical procedures. That turns out to be 180,000 a year. Okay? I mean, this is crazy stuff. And yet, not a single medical doctor gets put in jail. They don't get their license suspended for 30 seconds. They don't pay the equivalent of a parking ticket and fines. Okay? Well, there's no laws requiring doctors to cure when there's a cure available. There's no ethical canon requiring a doctor to cure you when there's a cure available. And up until about 20 years ago, it was unethical, absolutely drop-dead unethical for a doctor to advertise. Well, now you can't pick up an airline magazine, you can't pick up a newspaper, you can't listen to the radio, you can't look at local TV and not find doctors just advertising like crazy. They advertise more than used car salesmen, okay? And that's because 100 years ago, following the Flexion Report, they were made to be a self-policing, protected monopoly with no oversight by any agency. Also, these laws that were perpetrated by elected officials at the federal government, the state, county, and city levels also killed off all their competition for the medical doctors by making medical doctors the only ones that could be paid through medical insurance. Okay? Well, I urge you to get a hold of the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. Get a hold of that trilogy of books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and the Passport to Aromatherapy, and learn how to deal with over 900 different diseases yourself using vitamins and minerals and trace minerals and rare earths, amino acids, fatty acids, herbs, and aromatherapy. Also, it's a trilogy of books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and the Passport to Aromatherapy, and throw in the new book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. and not only learn how to deal with over 900 different diseases using vitamins and minerals and trace minerals and rare earths, amino acids, fatty acids, herbs, aromatherapy oils, but you'll learn how to do your own laboratory work. A physical that your doctor would charge you or your insurance company $2,000 for, you can do for $4.50. You can do the equivalent to a colonoscopic exam with a little test strip called a occult blood test, or the newer equivalent is called a FIT test. It's an acronym for fecal immunochemical test. And then it tells you how to buy test strips at the local pharmacy without a prescription. And you can do your own blood test. You can do your own urine test. You can see if you have diabetes. You don't need to go to a doctor to see if you have diabetes. You can tell if you have arthritis without going to a doctor. You can do your own blood pressure. You can do your own pulse. You can check how much you weigh. You can do your own weight loss program. You don't need a doctor. Contact your Youngevity associate today and ask for the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, and the trilogy of books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and the Passport Aromatherapy, and save yourself, save your family, and by doing that, you'll save America. And we'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us today?
Well, this one is one that people should pay attention to, because, especially those living in California, because there is a large hospital group called Sutter, and they were not able to work out a deal with many of the companies that are involved in covered California. So that's going to leave a lot of people where you have insurance, but nobody in your area, none of the doctors or clinics or hospitals in your area may take that insurance. And this story that I'm going to go through here is an illustration of this happening. There was a woman, headline of this Fox story is titled, "A Woman Rushed to Wrong Hospital Now Faces Bankruptcy." She racked up a $50,000 bill after she was taken to the wrong hospital for her insurance. Her name's Megan Rothbauer, and she was sent to the emergency room, and she had because she'd had a workplace incident, and she was unconscious when they took her there, so she wasn't able to say, hey, you got to take me to this other hospital. She was taken to St. Mary's Hospital rather than Meriter Hospital, which is covered by her Blue Cross Blue Shield insurance. And there she would have only had a $1,500 maximum. That was her deductible. But instead, she ended up with this $50,000 bill. Actually, the original bill was $156,000, but she worked with the hospital and they knocked $98,000 off of it, so it left her on the hold for about $50,000. And she says, I was unconscious when I was taken to the hospital. Unfortunately, I was taken to the wrong hospital for my insurance. I was in a coma, couldn't very well wake up and say, hey, take me to the next hospital. And he said the closest hospital was the one she was taken to, St. Mary's. And an investigation done by the local television station reported that the incident is called balanced billing. That's when they knock part of the bill off, and says it's common for where patients receive monetary balance for a hospital charge versus which the insurance companies will pay for. And they said report stated that companies may provide patients out of the insurance network with in-network payment rates for the emergency room, and that's what they did in her case. They'd be able to knock nearly $100,000 off of this. They say it's not the first case of these kind of things going on, of unfair hospital bills. There was a report where one hospital was charging rape victims for their visits. And this particular woman, Rothbauer, she actually was planning on getting married to her fiancé, but because of the economic situation, they both had to put the wedding off. They each had to get second jobs, cash out their retirement accounts, and take a loan from the hospital or file bankruptcy. And, you know, this is hitting home for me because I just found out 2 days ago that same thing because of this Sutter thing locally here in California. My insurance isn't any good in any of the local areas.
Well, yes, and of course this is another reason why people need to take control of their own health. Obviously, when you have an emergency situation, and if that's the case, I would be wearing a medallion around my neck, because I always carry my passport around my neck. I'd be wearing a medallion that prints alert. And of course, emergency workers, they look at this kind of stuff. My insurance company only pays for such and such hospital. And so you need to start wearing one of these medallions around your neck that alerts the emergency workers. If you're ever in a crash and you're unconscious, they'll read this medallion, and it'll tell them what hospital to take you to. And so I think we have to do that. Either have a chip put in you and say, scan me, I have a chip telling you where to take me, or you have to have some way to do that. And otherwise, it's just go on and on and on. And, of course, again, 85% of all personal bankruptcies in America are due to medical cost. And shame on the medical system for letting this happen. And so that hospital should have been responsible. They should look through their records and see if she was on their system. They could have. That's what computers are for. But instead, they said, "Whoopee! Here is cash walking in the door." So thank you for alerting us to that one. But I think we have to take personal responsibility here and have a way of notifying people if you're unconscious through a medallion around your neck or a chip in something, so they know where to take you. And thank you for bringing it up. We got to get to work here. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie for these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Maryland and Pushpa. You're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Pushpa.
Hi, Dr. Wallach.
Hi, how can we help you?
I'm a distributor. I'm a distributor, and I have an issue. I was gardening around in September, and I hurt my arm. And I thought, if I rested it, it would go away, but it hasn't gone away. So it seems to be some major issues. So I went to the orthopedic and did MRI, and I've been told there's a tear in one of the muscle, complete tear. So he suggests operation, and I wanted to double-check with you whether to go with the operation or whether I should just leave it and whether it will heal by itself.
Okay, well, what I would like to do is have you get the radiology report, okay? Get a copy. It's your report, right? So you can get a copy of it. And then call me back and read to me the summary, the opinion, the diagnosis, whatever is the last paragraph on the radiology report when they did all these exams on your arm. I want to see what they say, okay? And then I'll be able to answer your question. Okay. But I need you to get that report and read that summary or opinion or diagnosis to me, okay?
Okay, I also have one more question. I had a lump, kind of, like a calcium deposit. This happened about 25 years ago. And due to, somebody hit me real hard. And it didn't bother me at all. But when this happened, I was massaging my arm, and that moved. And so the doctor wants to check that out, and they want to inject the dye and do the MRI. Is it safe for me to do that? Because I
wouldn't. You get the information first and read that information to me, okay? In the meantime, get on one healthy... Okay, listen, I only have a moment left here. Get a hold of the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack, 1 per 100 pounds of body weight. Get 15 glucogel a day, and this is going to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, muscle, disc between the vertebrae, and so on. And with each one of those Healthy Bone and Joint Packs, there's going to be a wide-mouth jar of CM cream. I want you to apply lavishly a lot of it, the CM cream, to this lump and to your arm where you have the discomfort. And at least you'll be getting some relief of the discomfort. Okay? And then get that information and read me the information, then I can be better able, with all the facts, able to give you an opinion of what you might need to do to deal with this muscle tear. But I need the information from the MRI, the CAT scan, whatever. I look forward to hearing from you so I can get the information so I can give you my opinion. In the meantime, get the relief, put the CM cream on lavishly. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie for these messages.
Let's head to Tennessee, and Mary, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Mary, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach.
Hi.
A few years back, I was able to get off my metformin for diabetes, and just with taking different supplements and things that I had bought on my own, I was able to keep it pretty well under control. And then in September of this past year, I found out about the 90 for life. So I ordered the beginner's pack with the Tangy and the ESFA and the hosptial FX. And so for 2 months I was doing really good with it, but I noticed that my sugar was running higher. So then I ordered the Healthy Sugar Pack, which has got the Sweeties, and it seemed like it actually got worse because I was running like 224 numbers in my diabetes, which I've never had before, and I've had this headache and I was feeling real shaky.
Sure.
Is there something wrong? Am I doing something wrong?
Probably. Okay. The only time you're going to have this situation is two possibilities. Number one, you're underdosing. How much do you weigh?
I weigh 100 and almost 200.
Okay, so you're going to need 2 healthy blood sugar packs per month. That will allow you to have 3 of the Sweeties at breakfast and dinner, 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of Beyond Tangerine 2.0 at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and dinner, all that be accomplished by the 2 healthy blood sugar packs per month. That's for 200 pounds. Then there's the absorption problem, and if you're not gluten-free, if you're not avoiding wheat, barley, rye, and oats, then you have the possibility, the high probability of having an absorption problem. You are not what you eat, you are what you absorb. And so you might only be absorbing 15% of what you're consuming, okay? And so these are the things that would usually result in what you're describing. So I urge you to, and how tall are you?
I'm about 5'3", 5'2" and a half.
Yeah. Okay, so 5'2", you should weigh 110 pounds. So you're 90 pounds overweight. So what I would do is get on a complete gluten-free diet. Absolutely no wheat, barley, rye, or oats. Everybody in your family, including the man, the mother-in-law, the kids, dog, cat, bird, fish, there cannot be any gluten in the house. You cannot be gluten-free if other people are eating gluten in the house because of cross-contamination in the laundry, the couch where everybody watches TV, food preparation surfaces, the bed where you sleep, and so on. Everything must be gluten-free. I mean, drop dead. I want you to get a hold of that CD called Serial Killers. It goes into the hidden places you're going to find gluten. And then no fried foods, no processed meats with nitrates and nitrites. There's no deli slices, no sandwich meats, no sausage, ham, bacon, bologna, salami, pastrami, pepperoni, jerky. People forget there's an enormous amount of sugar in these sausage-type meats. Pepperoni, salami, bologna, summer sausage, etc. Okay? And it wouldn't hurt to throw in and get an extra bottle of Sweeties so you could take 9 of those a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. And then call me in a couple of weeks and kind of keep track of your blood sugar every morning. And call me and let me know after you make these adjustments. Okay, we'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages.
Let's head to California. And Michael, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Michael, you're on the air.
Happy New Year, Dr. Wallach. Thanks for taking the call.
Hey, you bet. Happy New Year to you, too. What's up, sir?
Well, I'm a 61-year-old who suffered from severe debilitating rheumatoid arthritis since 1994. I had bilateral knee replacements in 2000. I was scheduled to have my right hip replaced on the 27th of this month, but I just canceled it yesterday. I recently purchased the Healthy Start CEO pack and got on the products. They actually came yesterday, so I started. And I just wanted to let you know that I really appreciate everything that you're doing. I watched the videos of the arthritis and joint replacement and the osteoporosis and arthritis, which made me want to get the products. And I wanted to just let you know if this works for me, I'm going to tell everybody, because I've been suffering, as I said, ankles and feet collapsed. Pinching, the head of the radius was eaten off from the rheumatoid arthritis on my right radius, and I just wanted to thank you for that. And then I wanted to also ask you about the beta-glucan and the glucogel. Is the gelatin in those, is it beef or pork?
Beef.
Okay, great. And then I'll pick that up. I'll pick up the glucogel and the beta-glucan.
And how much do you weigh? How much you weigh, Michael?
About 185, 186.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, Shar?
Yes.
How many glucogel should Michael take? He weighs 185 pounds, almost 200 pounds.
At least 15 a day, at least.
Okay, 15 a day. It's 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. That'll require 2 bottles a month, Michael. Now, Shar, you weigh 110 pounds. How much glucogel do you take every day?
I take 12 a day. I already took them, 12 today.
You already take 12 a day, okay. And you're almost 72 years old. Do you have any arthritis or noisy joints or anything?
Nope.
Okay, you remember who Antonia Scantlin is?
Oh, yeah. Her fingers went the wrong way.
Okay, why did her fingers go the wrong way? What disease does she have?
She had arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis.
She had rheumatoid arthritis, just like Michael. And she'd had rheumatoid arthritis, debilitating rheumatoid arthritis for 23 years. And just 30 days on the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack, appropriate for her body weight. She was pain-free for the first time in 23 years. And in 4 months' time, she began to see actually a rebuilding We're able to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, discs between the vertebrae, all that stuff. And her fingers began to straighten out. And by a year's time, she's playing concert piano. Beforehand, her fingers were all gnarled up like pretzels, as Shar said. And so we've seen some great stuff with rheumatoid arthritis. And so you want 2 of the healthy bone and joint packs per month. That'll allow you to have 15 glucogel a day, 1 serving of everything else twice a day. Get a hold of the Killer Biotic. I want you to take 9 of those a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. That'll be 3 bottles a month. And the Killer Biotic, Michael, are actually a blend of 8 herbs which will support your immune system to help your body fight the infection, which goes along with the rheumatoid arthritis. Rheumatoid arthritis is not an autoimmune disease like doctors will tell you. Certainly not genetic. It is not related to age. It is an infection with a bug called mycoplasma. And is there anything out there, is there any prescription drug that will kill the mycoplasma, Shar?
Tetracycline and minocycline.
Yeah, minocycline, which is a tetracycline, member of the tetracycline family, absolutely, will actually kill the bug in 2 weeks. And so you can also ask your doctor if he would write you a prescription for minocycline. I'd get a 4-week supply and go ahead and take that, and then take 9 of those Killer Biotic a day, support your own immune system. And give us a call every couple of weeks. Let us know how it goes. And I look forward to doing some news releases with yourself and Shar and me. Okay, Doug, we got time to start another one?
We certainly do. Let's head to Michigan. And Estella, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Okay, Estella, you're on the air.
Hello, Dr. Wallach.
Hi.
Thanks for taking the call.
You bet. What's up?
And I'm calling for 2 reasons. I purchased a CEO pack approximately about a week and a half ago. And I was in Florida for your first meeting visiting, but I'm from Michigan. And I started taking it, came on a Monday night, and my mother, who's 87, she's diabetic and has severe pain with her back. She took it that night. And every night and every morning she has to take her insulin. And so ever since the first 4 nights she took it, she's always taking 30 milligrams of insulin every morning. And so she's been taking only 10 milligrams of insulin every morning.
So her blood sugar dropped enough, she's able to reduce her insulin requirement.
Absolutely, and her blood pressure has gone down tremendously. It wasn't really bad, but it's dropped. It's like perfect. Mm-hmm. And she's still, and so I'm excited about that. She is too. So she's been taking, I also received a lot of...
Okay, and she's in her 80s, you say?
She's 87. 87,
almost 90 years old. And so she got a very quick response here.
Yes, she did. And she
Good.
did. And she is, only thing now is that she's still suffering from the back, and she's like waiting. She's like, I want to feel pain.
For the back, we only have a few moments here. For the back piece, Estella, Shar, what would you add to the Healthy Start Pack and the Sweeties? What would you add for the back problem?
I would add the glucogel.
Yeah, how much does your mother weigh, Estella?
170.
170, okay. How many glucogels should she have, Shar?
15.
15 a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. That'll be 2 large bottles a month of the glucogel. And again, I have to assume that her absorption capacity is very high if she saw a benefit within just a few days of her blood sugar and so forth. And I suspect, and I've seen people 102 years old really respond very quickly when they had arthritis, they had back problems and so forth, disc problems, sciatica, peripheral neuropathies, and we added the glucogel to their program. And before they couldn't go up the stairs, but after just a couple of weeks on this program, they were able to just literally fly up the stairs, vault up the stairs almost, and 102 years old. Just one of those magic things, because we're able to, even in somebody 102 years old, through this program, we're able to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue. And here's the case here, disc between the vertebrae, bone makes it bone itself. And it's a very exciting thing for people of all ages, whether they're 3 years old, 30 years old, 50 years old, 70 years old, 90 years old, or 102. Why not 200, right? Everybody who's alive requires all 90 essential nutrients. And, Shar, what is it that these 90 essential nutrients, I mean, is it just sort of some mishmash thing, or what subcellular things require the 90 essential nutrients?
Every function in your body requires them, and you can't make them, so you got to take them in, and they're not in the food anymore.
There you go. Exactly right. You have to supplement with them. Char's exactly right. And, of course, human beings are supposed to be at the head of the intelligence chain here. And if you know it's not in the food, why would anybody just eat well, hoping at the throw of the dice, once in a while you're going to get some of this stuff you need to make your genes, your DNA, your RNA, and your telomeres happy? So why not consciously supplement with optimal amounts like we do for dogs and cats and birds and fish and chickens and laboratory rats? Why don't we do that for ourselves? My doctor said I could get everything I need just by eating well. Your doctor's a liar. We'll be back after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Youngevity and 90 for Life Crusade. And Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to California. And Sally, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Sally. How can we help you?
I have a friend. She's Ann, 50 years old, about 120 pounds. She just got over a sickle cell crisis with transfusion. She has, I think it's actually slipping unoperable L4 and 5 from an accident. She had got MRSA in her eye because she got scratched by one of the patients at the hospital. And now she's having this new thing. After she eats, she gets pain in the back of her neck, and I think the lower part of her head, and it goes down to both of her arms. I know in the past she told me her cholesterol was around 100. I know she had dry skin on her legs, and the mother had vertigo. Ann, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, and that's Ann. I want to see what we can do for her. She's just really concerned now with this new thing about eating and having pains. They thought she was pre-diabetic and wanted to start her on medication because her blood sugars were fasting is running high, but I think her A1C was normal. She gets tired and bloated after eating and things like that.
Okay. And you say she weighs 120 pounds?
Yes, about 5'7".
Okay. All right.
Anything else, Ann?
No, I'm high now. I'm at 127.
I cannot understand her. She's on the speakerphone or something. I cannot understand her.
She's 130 now.
Okay. So anyway, you have to listen now because we only have a few moments. And Shar, what would you do for somebody here who's kind of a pre-diabetic?
Well, first of all, it sounds to me like she's got a gluten problem if she bloats after she eats.
Okay, very good.
She needs to get on a gluten-free diet immediately, and she should take one of the healthy blood sugar packs.
Okay. And I'd throw in an extra bottle of sweeties so she could take 3 twice a day, then a half a dose of everything else twice a day, that one healthy blood sugar pack. You're exactly right there. And what would you do for the bloating? What would you give her for the bloating?
Well, she could try the ultimate enzymes.
Very good. She could have one of those, say 2 minutes before each meal, a couple ounces of water. Absolutely. But I think you're exactly right. She should get on a gluten-free diet, no fried foods, no processed meats or nitrates and nitrites, no oils, no gluten, no wheat, brown, or oats. And since she's a pre-diabetic, I'd keep her away from sugar, which would include fruit juices, dried fruit, fresh fruit, and so on. She can get whatever she needs from fruit, from vegetables, without the danger of the sugar. And she's had some kind of trauma. Did you say she fell down the stairs or was in a car accident or what?
No, she was lifting a patient, and she had slipped disc L4 and L5, but this neck thing is spontaneous, eating and having neck pain and headache.
I understand. Okay, so she could have degenerative disc disease in her neck. She could still have some problem related to that injury from lifting the patient, because what you're describing is known injury in her upper back, but it could have extended up into her neck. And so what would you give here? What would you add to the Shar to help support and promote maintenance and repair of the disc in between her vertebrae?
A glucogel, of course.
Okay, glucogel. Yeah, I'd get her 2 bottles a month. She's 20 pounds heavier than Shar, so she can certainly take 15 glucogel a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. I'd get her the CM cream, apply that lavishly to her neck from the base of her skull all the way down to about halfway down her back, lavishly, so she might need 2 jars a month to pull that off. And it wouldn't hurt for her to get the CM Plus capsules, so you could take 3 of those twice a day, be 2 bottles a month. And for the sickle cell crisis stuff, make sure that she's also taking the D-stress capsules, capital D, like David-stress, and she could take 3 of those twice a day, 2 bottles a month. And this is a lot of stuff for her to do, but she's got all kinds of stuff going on here, so we have to deal with all kinds of stuff. Okay? So I do want you to call us every couple of weeks, give us a report on her weight, give us a report on her sickle cell status, her blood sugar levels. We want to know about her neck pain, arm pain after she eats, and so on. And so then we'll know more. It's almost diagnostic. We'll learn information by this sort of nutritional approach. Well, thank you, everybody. Really great testimonies and questions today. Thank you so much, Sar. Super job as usual. Thank you, Doug and Richard. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.